Good evening. It's Monday, December the 9th, 2024. 12, 9, and 2024 is 8. For some reason, I'm being drawn all the way to the end of the number first. I'm seeing 2024, and I'm breaking it down into 20 plus 24. So I'm getting the number 44. First, I want to break down 44. The number 4 in numerology, it stands for structure. It stands for control. It also stands for solid foundations. So when I see the number 44, the first thing I'm seeing is a solid foundation, like a table. A conventional table has 4 legs, and it creates the perfect platform for you to do your homework there, for you to eat your dinner there, for you to sit there and play cards with friends there. It's a nice environment. We think of a foundation, we think of like the slab of a house. You see the 4 sides, and you see it built up. It's really nice and sturdy. That you have a nice flat surface for you to go ahead and build your walls, or to build the inner structures of the house. And the interior structure of the house allows you to be able to make the most use out of that space. So I'm seeing the foundation, which the number 4 is a number that stands for solid foundations. But I'm also thinking of the inner structure of the house that's built on top of the foundation that allows you to be able to make the most efficient use of the space. 44 is the number 4 times the master number 11. And 11 is the number of conceptualizing something. I think of like a master conceptualizer. The number 44, another way to express it would be 4 plus 4 equals 8. And another way that you can think of that, say you had 4 pieces of something. Say you had control. 4 is control. So you're literally breaking control into 4 more pieces. So 8, especially the number 44, makes me think of taking control of control. And when you take control of control, you get the idea of efficiency. Efficiency is like the study of control. I'm thinking of someone who's a coordinator. I'm thinking of for some reason, I'm thinking of like a full-size hotel. And in the hotel, you have the front desk, you've got the gift shop, you've got the spa, you've got the restaurant, you've got room service, you've got the pool area. Depending on how big the hotel is, some hotels have like a whole area that does banquet rooms and conference rooms and things. Well, a hotel, when you get into the big full service hotels, there's so many different moving parts to the hotel. But the whole idea of the hotel is to make money. So the goal is to make money from people checking into a hotel room from the front desk, to make money from the guests in the hotel that are going to be buying things from the gift shop, to make money from people who are staying in the hotel that it's not convenient for them to leave the hotel to get food, so they can use room service. Basically, every different section of that hotel is supposed to bring money in the hotel. So all of these different parts have the goal of bringing money into the hotel. Now we want to look at each one of these sections of the hotel, each one of these departments. In order for each of these departments to be profitable on its own, each department also needs to be running efficiently. There's organization. So 44 also talks to me about organization. And in order for things to be organized, you need to be able to see the big picture and then to break things down into manageable parts and make sure that everybody knows what their part is and everybody knows when. So I'm seeing something about timing as well. I'm getting an energy about timing right now. Since the beginning of this month, we already know what it is that we need to let go of in order to go into this higher timeline. There's things that are currently in your energy space that are too dense. They're weighing you down and you can't take it with you. But what I'm hearing right now is that there are some more details. You've done a great job. You already know what you need to let go of. But now Spirit is telling me that it's all about timing. There's a detail, a piece of the puzzle that you're waiting on right now. There's a piece of information that's going to come through for you really soon. It could be as early as tomorrow that there's going to be a piece of information that comes through that's going to give you the clarity you need to know which direction. It's not about whether you're going to do it or not. It's not about that you're not going to do it soon. It's just that you're waiting on that piece of information that helps you narrow things down as far as like the direction. Down at the bottom of my chart here, I'm seeing the 1 and the 4, but there's no 7. The arrow of practicality is 1, 4, and 7. The 1 is making the decision to do it. That initiation, the idea that it all started with. And 4 gives me an energy of momentum. I'm seeing an energy of consistency. So now that you made up your mind what you're going to do, your success is going to be a product of your persistence, your consistency, and also your insistence on doing things the right way, your insistence on doing things with the right motives. Today is Monday. It's a moon day. You can feel it's a very emotional day. You can feel the emotion permeating through the air. Today is a day of, it's a really heavy knowingness. You can feel a knowingness in the air. But along with that knowingness, you can tell that you don't quite have all the information that you need right now to move forward and know that you're going to be successful. You don't have all the information that you need right now to know that you can move forward, completely meet the objective that you're setting out to do. When you're doing things from the heart, you're not just doing something to check a box. You're definitely not doing something because you're looking for a reward back. If you're creating something, you're creating it because you recognize a need in society. You recognized a need in society, and your empathy, it helps you to understand how whatever it is that you're creating, how important it is to the people that you're creating it for. So you're doing it, it's almost as if you're not going to create something that you wouldn't want to use. You're not going to create something that wouldn't be important to you. You want to create something that means so much to people that they'll treasure it, and something that they won't forget about, something that enhances their lives. Today is an energy to definitely get grounded, to really put your feet on the ground. Feel the connection between heaven and earth as the energy flows down from your crown chakra all the way into the earth, allowing that energy to center you down into why exactly are you doing this in the first place? What did you come here for? You're taking time to remember why you're even here. You came here to make a difference in people's lives. You chose to do what you're doing because there was a time in your life when you needed what you're doing. You needed somebody to be there doing what you're doing. In effect, what you're doing is you're showing up for your inner child. You connecting with your heart space. What you're doing today when you're connecting to your motive, you're connecting with what your inner child needed. What did you need when you were a child? And now that you've gone through all of these experiences, and now that you know what you came here for, you're being there for your inner child. You're connecting with your inner child by connecting with all the people who need what you came here to do. So it's all about connecting with your heart. You're not doing this, you're not doing what you're doing for material gain. You're not doing it for the money, you're not doing it for the fame. You're doing it to make other people's life better. And in order to make other people's life better, you have to learn what makes your life better. You learn what makes your life better, and the way you live helps other people to achieve the joy that you feel inside, the peace that you feel inside as well. There's so much separation in the world today. People are so focused on, I don't want to be in your group because you're on the right. I don't want to be in your group because you're a lefty. I don't want to be in your group because you're gay and we're straight over here. It's like we are all everything. When you're connecting into the heart, you're realizing that we are all everyone. All of us are everyone. There is no separation. So getting grounded, the moon governs emotion. It's all about emotion. You can definitely feel the emotion in the air. I'm sure you can. There's an energy, there's like a knowing of what's coming towards you. It's bigger than anything that you've ever imagined before. And the reason why is because the frequency is higher. The frequency is higher. You're not just going to jump from here to there. You actually have to rise up to that frequency. If all of a sudden your desire just like popped into your reality without you letting go of anything that doesn't resonate with you, there's no way you'd be able to hold that higher reality into this current timeline. The energy in your current timeline is just too dense. So now is the time to figure out all the things that are weighing you down, all the things that feel heavy in this life. Let them go. There's no more need for working yourself to death. There's no need to constantly think about what you don't have. Thinking about that. There's no more need for focusing on struggling to pay bills, wondering where food is going to come from. Everything that you need is available in this moment, and it's as simple as tapping into this energy. And the way that you tap into this energy is you breathe in the 0 point energy, breathe it in, and just imagine yourself living in your happiest timeline. Imagine an abundance of joy. Imagine talking to the person that you love and they're always there ready to listen. Imagine being excited about everything that your loved one has to say. Imagine never feeling lonely but enjoying your solitude. Imagine sitting in your living room with the cats. Imagine listening to your favorite song. Imagine making all your favorite foods. So I'm saying 12 plus 9. 12 plus 9 is 21. So the energy of 12 is the energy of allowing yourself to let go. So 12 plus 9. 12 is the energy of letting go, of giving up something, sacrificing something, withholding, sometimes withdrawing from something. You've done a cost and benefit analysis of something, and you realize that maybe the best thing to do in this situation is to just cut your losses and keep moving, because the 9 is, I'm seeing the 9 come after the 12, and the 9 is helping me. It tells me global. The 9 tells me to look at the big picture, look at your whole world of opportunities out there. Where does this current situation that you're in fit into the whole scheme of things? If you're pouring too much effort into something right now and it's causing you to not see the whole forest for the trees, maybe it's time to let go of that situation, that possession, that habit, that limiting belief, that relationship. If it's keeping you from realizing your highest timeline, which is your greatest desire, the desire that fulfills you, then it's not that you're just letting it go, but before you let it go, express gratitude for that relationship, express gratitude for that experience, and that expressing of gratitude allows you to be able to extract the lesson from it. And that lesson is what adds that 9 energy to the 12 energy of letting go. That 12 energy plus the 9 energy. That 9 energy, first you decided you wanted to do something and you focused on why you wanted to do it. And the reason you wanted to do it was because it moved your heart to do it. You're not doing things for the wrong motivations. You're doing them because you want to. And the universe is rewarding you with your highest desires because you're looking out for the big picture. You're doing it for the cause and not for the reward. The universe is rewarding you for letting go of temporary circumstance that allowed you the opportunity to feel gratitude in order to extract the blessing. So I'm seeing 12 plus 9. That 9 is that appreciation that moves you to do things from the heart. The 21 is you gave up something, but then you gained even more because of how you used what you gave up, because of what you did with your circumstances. I'm seeing the story of the talents in the Bible, where a man gave his children, he had 3 children, and he gave them all the same amount of talents, but each one of his children invested them differently. And the ones who made the smartest investments had the greatest return, but then there's one who just held on to the talent that his father gave him, and he didn't invest it, and so it didn't grow. So the energy that I'm getting here is to ask yourself what you did with the circumstances that you were given. How did you invest your time? How did you invest your energy? And now that we've come to a point in our timeline now where we're given an opportunity to move into our highest timeline, our highest desire. Ask yourself, what did you learn from this situation? And be grateful for what you learned. Be grateful for how it made you a better person. Be grateful for how even if the situation hurt so bad, imagine yourself to be grateful for what happened. Allow yourself to be grateful for what happened, even if it was hard. Because if it broke you, but it got you back in touch with your empathy, if it got you back in touch with your humanity, so where you're not focusing on what makes you different from everyone else, but you're focusing on what makes you the same as everyone else, where you're focusing on now you're focused on what you can do for humanity instead of what they can do for you. Can you look back at your situation and understand what it was all for? Can you look back at your situation, even if it was hard, even if it broke you, even if you lost a lot, but you ended up gaining yourself? You learned how to feel again. You learned how to connect with people again. You learned how to give your heart completely without worrying about if it was going to get crushed. Was it all worth it?
Shadow in the dark.
So the 9 energy that I'm seeing today for December the 9th, it's about wrapping up an old cycle.
Summer comes and goes, they say.
It's about closing out an old program, an old paradigm that you've outgrown. It's about stepping into a new life where the walls are taller, the colors are more pleasing, the weather is better, you've got friends, you've got gluten-free food.
Evening river walks. The sun is lost.
So I'm getting a lesson right now of what is the difference between the number 2 and the number 11 if 11 sums down to 2. Well, the 2 energy that I'm getting, the reason why I'm even saying this is because December 9th, 2024 would be 12 plus 9 plus 8 for 2024. And if you add all of those together, you get 29. And 29, when you sum it up, you get 11. okay, which is a master number. For this case, I'm just saying that the overall vibration of today is 2911, because we don't want to reduce this master number back down to the number 2, because the difference between a 2 and an 11 is that 2 really talks about sensitivity, emotion, and intuition. And sometimes there's a conflict between emotion and intuition, because sometimes you don't really want to. Sometimes it just feels too emotional. Sometimes when we actually realize, when we actually sit down and admit to ourselves what the truth is, it's too painful. So one of the big conflicts with 2 energy is that sometimes intuition and emotion, they have conflicts with each other. One doesn't want to see the other. The intuition doesn't want to feel the pain, and the pain blocks you from being able to see the real truth. Well, an 11 energy is more elevated than a 2 energy, because 11 energy is 2 plus that 9 energy of actually understanding what it was all for. The 9 energy of seeing the big picture. Why was it so painful? Why was it so painful to actually realize the truth about a situation? And once you're able to answer that question of why, then all of a sudden you're seeing the lesson behind the whole thing. You're able, once you know why it happened, once you understand why you had to go through that situation, at that point you transcend the pain and you're able to extract the lesson. And that 11 energy also puts you in a space of being able to lift someone else up who finds themselves in that conflict of they don't want to admit the truth about something because it feels too painful for them at the moment. So once you've experienced that 9 energy, that energy of appreciation, and what it moves you to do is to give back to people, to actually invest in others, to help them elevate to that 11 energy. So today's numerology adds up to 29. The 29 energy, it gives a challenge. Can you get past the idea that it hurt and understand why you had to go through it, so that you're able to, so that you don't blame yourself, you don't blame anyone else, and you extract the lesson, and then you move on into your higher timeline. There's an energy here about now you're finally able to listen to your intuition, and now you're able to channel that emotion into passionate action.